Hello, everyone. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Each year, the Los Angeles Police Department hosts a ceremony to honor officers who died while in service of the city of LA. The memorial honors the recently passed, as well as fallen officers throughout the history of the agency. This year, the count of LAPD officers that have lost their lives since 1886 has raised to 238. Chief Michael Moore and Mayor Garcetti were on hand to mourn and remember alongside family members of fallen officers.
Today was a solemn day for the Los Angeles Police Department, both past and present. It was a day to honor the sacrifice of the 238 lives that have been lost in service in this city. Today was a solemn occasion to bring the families here and let them know that we'll never forget and we'll always honor the sacrifice of their loved ones, of our colleagues.
It's wonderful to attend this memorial, just to see how they honor not only my father, but past officers that have fallen. Just seeing all the support, it's something that I'd definitely love to be a part of. I mean, I'm in the process right now trying to follow my father's footsteps, serve for the LAPD, and serve this community.
Today's also a day to showcase the refurbishment of our memorial behind us. And we wanted to thank Flo Speck, her husband, retired Assistant Chief Dale Speck, who funded the refurbishment of this wall, which had fallen in disrepair.
It's heartfelt to me, seeing that LAPD just doesn't let his name go away. Like, it's forever going to be engraved with the LAPD family, and he's going to be around with them forever.
These were not just names, they weren't just badges, they weren't just another number. These were people who had lives outside of their profession, and as dedicated as they were to their profession, they were as well dedicated to their families. And I'm incredibly thankful and grateful. It put me through college. It gave me the opportunity to give the life I have despite the sacrifice to my children. I know policing is a difficult task, and it is a very difficult field and profession to perform, especially in this day and age, and to teach them that the police officers are here to help. More so than anything, I think that's what's important to reinforce to my children.
In the line of duty, the people of Los Angeles are benefited by the thousands of men and women that come each day to serve here, come each day to dedicate their life, their devotion, and if necessary, the last full measure needed to provide for the safety of everyone here.
Mayor Eric Garcetti, along with council members John Lee and Nithya Raman, took to the steps of City Hall to announce the official proclamation of Asian American Pacific Islander LA Day. The proclamation is another step where Los Angeles is leading the effort to stop marginalizing minority citizens.
Today we declare AAPI LA Day. It's really a recognition that Los Angeles is one of the most important cities in the world for people who come from the Pacific Islands throughout East and Southeast and South Asia and Central Asia, and that Los Angeles is going to work every single day to write the history and to protect the future of all of our AAPI communities.
It's an important day because it allows us as a city to highlight the many, many accomplishments that the AAPI community has made to the city of Los Angeles. When I was growing up in the city of Los Angeles in the 70s, looking for a face to look up to, I really couldn't find him. Well, we felt like the hidden part of Los Angeles, and today we're here to say that, you know what, we're making contributions, we're leaders now, and that we need to be heard.
I see a group of incredible, dedicated, hardworking people gathered here to reject marginalization. A group of people here standing up to emphatically say we are here and we are equal and we will work towards that every single day together. So thank you all. This is so meaningful to me. Thank you.
We are delighted to say that LA is for everyone and to let people know that we stand with our Asian American Pacific Islander community as they celebrate this day, because LA is truly for everyone.
While nationally May is recognized as Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, the proclamation officially dubs May 3rd AAPI Day for the city of Los Angeles. After a 2-year postponement, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game will make its way to Dodger Stadium. This summer's game will be the first in LA since 1980. and Council District 1 is ready for the action.
Welcome, everybody, to Dodger Stadium as we officially start the countdown 11 weeks from today. The All-Star Game returns here to Dodger Stadium for the first time since 1980.
This is the press conference to announce the MLB All-Star Game week, which is going to be in July, here at Dodger Stadium, which is in CD1. We are so excited that it's in our district, that it's coming back. As you know, 2 years ago it was postponed because of COVID, but now we're looking for all the economic vitality it's going to bring to the district and to the city. Not only is it going to be here, LA Live, Santa Monica Beach, so we're going to have a great time and a great event for all the fans in the city of Los Angeles.
This is amazing. I mean, we've been waiting for 42 years to host this. It was supposed to be 2 years ago, but thank goodness we had to wait 2 years, because now, coming out of the pandemic, we can host the country, host visitors from around the world, and people know they're coming to the most beautiful stadium anywhere in America. This is the most visited stadium, not just in baseball, but for any sport anywhere in the world. In other words, more fans watch sports here at Dodger Stadium than any other facility in the world. So to have the All-Star Game here, to have the events the week leading up, to combine Hollywood and entertainment with sports, that's what LA does, and we do it well.
Yeah, it's truly special. We're not taking it for granted. We may never play on a team like this again, you know, and so we're just having fun with it.
I grew up in Southern California, and this will be the first All-Star Game I ever see here. So we're excited. We got a bunch of guys who should be representing the Dodgers in the game, and I know we're going to put on a great show.
We invite all the fans, all you out there, to come to CD1, support the game, support our team, the LA Dodgers.
Here's a fun sports fact. The All-Star Game is also known in MLB circles as the Midsummer Classic because it traditionally marks the halfway point in the baseball season. And speaking of tradition, Councilmember Marquise Harris Dawson recognized Mother's Day by inviting moms from neighborhoods across Council District 8 to join him at a luncheon in their honor. Take a look.
Today we're celebrating Mother's Day, our mamas, our grandmas, madres, everybody in our community that helps raise families, who brings new life into the world and helps guide us through life and helps us build community. We're celebrating Miss Joyce Fantroy. She's a longtime volunteer. She's always showed up for the community, whether it's calling people to come to a meeting, helping people get out to vote, or helping organize neighborhood block clubs. And we want to celebrate her because that's the kind of legacy we all want to have.
It's always good when someone acknowledges what you do and how you give your time and service to the community to help better the things that are happening, to encourage people to take an active part in making things work together, to blend the city officials and the community, that we work together for the greater good of the city.
We're honoring mothers in our district today, and we're happy to have these different mothers and celebrating our honoree that's with us. And it's just a wonderful opportunity for our church to open up its doors, let people know that we are carrying on and we're continuing to be a blessing to our community. In spite of this pandemic, we are overcoming. And our doors are open, and we're getting our church members and community members, getting them back active in this sacred space that we have.
You know, Mother's Day is always super special. You gather at the matriarch's house and all your cousins are there and you get to bring gifts, and as a kid you get to make gifts, and as an adult you get to buy gifts, and so it's just a real good time to celebrate and reflect on how central motherhood is to how we live.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, and I'm happy for our councilman and the council just seeing the need to celebrate our mothers. So I'm grateful for that.
In an historic move, the state of California has extended Medi-Cal benefits to undocumented immigrants aged 50 and older. The change was fueled by an effort to cut costs and reduce visits to emergency rooms that are already overwhelmed. At Clinica Romero, staff and community leaders wasted no time signing people up and educating them about their new healthcare options.
Whether you are documented or undocumented state of California, you now qualify for Medi-Cal and all the healthcare benefits that it comes with. So for folks who are 50 years and above, get vision care, treat your diabetes, check on your heart, your cholesterol, and it's now all eligible because we did this at the state.
In the past, undocumented people who were part of My Health LA, which is a county program, receiving services that were under emergency services. Now they will have a scope of services that include almost, everything, because it's going to be paid by the state of California.
La atención de ellos es muy bonita y ahora con esta cobertura que están haciendo de darnos más, nos vamos a beneficiar de más.
There's a lot of people that they work here, they've been here for many years, but healthcare, we believe, is a human right, but they didn't have access to healthcare. With this new law, they will have access to Medi-Cal, and that means having access to healthcare services, all types of healthcare services under Medi-Cal.
LA Sanitation kicks off its latest Toiletries Drive. The Port of LA extends public feedback of a new waterfront proposal, and the LA Department of Transportation celebrates National Bike Month. These stories up next on City Beat.
The Los Angeles Sanitation and Environment's City Facilities Recycling Program has just launched their latest toiletry drive. During this spring drive, the Recycle program will be collecting full-sized and travel-sized unopened and unused items from May 2nd to June 24th. All donated items will be given to shelters servicing the unsheltered population in communities across Los Angeles. Donations may be dropped off Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. at select public drop-off locations. For more information, contact the City Facilities Recycling Program at san.cfrp@lacity.org or call 213-485-2260. The Port of Los Angeles has extended its public comment period on the latest waterfront development project in San Pedro. The proposed 108,000 square foot amphitheater would be built on the 2.5 acres that previously housed the San Pedro Public Market. The 6,200-seat outdoor amphitheater is part of the continued effort to redevelop the LA waterfront. Public comment was initially scheduled to end May 16th. However, the port has extended it until June 15th. Angelenos can weigh in on the waterfront amphitheater project by emailing their feedback to ceqacomments@portla.org using the subject line West Harbor Modification Project. The Los Angeles Department of Transportation is celebrating National Bike Month by promoting a handful of new and renovated bike paths. LA DOT recently held a ceremonial ribbon cutting for a new $6 million bike path extension in Council District 3. The extension now connects the LA River headwaters at Canoga Park. LA DOT also highlighted updates on the Taylor Yard Bridge north of downtown LA and new bike lanes to the Riverside Drive bike paths. National Bike Month was first established in 1956 to showcase the many benefits of bicycling and to encourage more folks to give cycling a try. To find out what bike lane improvements may be coming to your neighborhood, visit ladot.lacity.org.
The Department of Cultural Affairs recently hosted a program in Leimert Park in remembrance of the 1992 LA riots. Voices of the Rebellion 30th Anniversary Reflections brought together a living collage of poems, musical pieces, and spoken word performances by local artists, each commemorating a troubling but important piece of our Los Angeles history.
Today we're celebrating the Voices of the Rebellion, which we're talking about the LA riots. And we are doing pieces that commemorate that and look back at the history of what happened.
This program is called Voices of the Rebellion, Reflections of the LA Uprising. It's
It's historical and important to remember because it was a time in our history where there was so much angst, and what people don't realize is what led up to it. The swell, the things that happened to black people in this country that led to this break. And so it's important to remember that so that we don't go back. There are a lot of communities and heritages that remember that particular break in their history, and they commemorate, they observe it, they bring it back so that it doesn't happen again.
So the performances today are going to be all types of different performing art pieces that will be their recollections and their experiences looking at what happened in 1992, how far we've come, and how far we have to go still.
You know, we as a people of color, you know, we're always living Phoenix rising. We rise up out of the ashes and the good that comes from that. It shows our resilience. I'm grateful that the piece that I wrote gets to show some of the layers of pain and concern that we have that tempt to choke out our faith, but still we're resilient and strong.
You know, art is healing, and the dance, music, theater, these things are tools that artists use to reflect what's happening in society. So the artists have the ability to take what's going on and make it into something that we can all understand and experience, mind, body, and spirit. Sometimes things are tough, but in speaking it honestly, and these pieces are beautiful, in speaking that word and getting that out there, that's just healing in itself.
I hope that people take away a sense of pride in their community and what has transpired since the riots and how much we can accomplish when we get our voices heard.
While the pandemic lockdown affected everyone, our older population was hit especially hard. So when St. Barnabas Senior Services recently welcomed back its seniors, many of its regular patrons showed up for the open house, eager to reconnect with people they consider family. Take a look.
So today we are having our open house. We have been closed for the last 2 years due to COVID. So we finally have been given the green light to open up and welcome our seniors back.
Before COVID, our older adults would come every day for socialization to learn how to use the computer. There's a huge gap in the ability and also the technology for seniors. So we have a cyber cafe at all 3 of our sites, so they're able to come and learn how to use their cell phones, learn how to use the computer, and get online to get the information they need. Our case managers are here. They are available so that our older adults, when they are in need, help with signing up for Medicare, Medi-Cal, or any other services, they can provide the support they need.
El ambiente, la comida, ni las amigas, nos tratamos como hermanos. Es un lugar único para nosotros de nuestra edad. Es único. Aquí aprendí mucho de las computadoras, aprendí a socializarme con las demás personas y es un ambiente muy bonito, muy bueno.
For the last 2 years, our seniors have not been able to meet together. Our sites were closed. We delivered frozen meals. It was a godsend to a number of our clients, but at the same time, they were missing the camaraderie, the fellowship, and now with the opening of our sites, you see happy faces. People are eager to return.
I'm so excited to be able to see the faces, hear the voices, and be able to have some normalcy back in everyone's lives.
The Department of Recreation and Parks cut the ribbon on the newly renovated Robertson Rec Center. The facility features basketball courts, lots of stuff to climb on, and a dedicated square named for a very special former employee. Take a look.
Today we just had the grand opening of Robertson Recreation Center.
So the old building was demolished and they built this building behind us. Brand new gymnasium. We have 2 multi-purpose rooms. The basketball court is also brand new. There's an exercise equipment area. Yeah, just really excited to start programming. We already have summer camp registration, some basketball clinics and volleyball clinics starting. And we're just excited to get people here. People have been calling day and night to start playing basketball. It's a big basketball community.
This is a great situation, not only for the community here, but also for the city. When they give back and give kids more opportunity to grow and to learn, and most importantly, be safe, it is always going to be a positive, a win-win. I would not be in the position that I am without this park, without the counseling from the employees here, without the education, without the ability to compete and have a reason to compete on the court, playing games, coming to practice, taught me discipline, it taught me resilience, and a never give up attitude. So anytime you rebuild a facility like this, it's going to help out your community and your city because the kids are going to be motivated, and then they're also going to make themselves available for other opportunities and projects. I grew up in this park. I spent over 40 years in this park. I'm not the only success story that came out of here. You know, there's Tina Thompson, there's Nick Young, we have Chris Mills. We got tons of players that have came out of this park, male and female, who have done great things for the community and worldwide.
We also had an unveiling for Brooke Powers. She was a former recreation employee who passed away 8 years ago now, and she had cancer, and they actually dedicated the square over here in the corner to her. She grew up in the park, and she was a recreation coordinator, so she was very instrumental in putting programs together, and people really seemed to love her very much, so I think they fought really hard to get this corner dedicated to her.
Brooke Powers Wilson was one of my dearest friends in the world, and it's incredible that they're honoring her at the park that she worked and cared about so much and giving her own memorial square. In my life, I've never met somebody so special. Her life force, her energy, her love for people, her humor, her kindness, her warmth. A truly wonderful human being that was taken far too soon. So I'm so glad that she'll be remembered forever by this square in the city that she loved and cared about so much.
The dedication is very emotional for many of us. Even after so many years of Brooke having passed, she has made a really big impact on so many people through her work in recreation, through her philanthropy, through her excitement for life, really. So we are honored to have her here in spirit.
More than 60 years after his death, the most cherished memorabilia of 2-time Academy Award-winning actor Gary Cooper will be on exhibit at the University of Southern California. And that is thanks to the diligent work of his artist daughter, Maria Cooper Janis. In our feature story this week, our own Maria Hall-Brown sat down with the artist to discuss her father's legacy and the decision to directly support Indigenous filmmakers.
You've devoted an enormous amount of, your passion and love and energy towards maintaining this legacy of this man that you know and love so dearly. Why do you think it's important that his legacy is continued?
I think probably the answer to that is best summed up in something that he said himself when he was asked, what makes you choose the roles that you play? And he very simply said, I want to try to portray the best a man can be.
And these roles had an impact on his life too. I know that he was a little hesitant to portray, Garrick, but he toured to soldiers overseas. He drew upon that.
Well, he drew upon that, and he was very, very nervous and upset about what can I give the guys. And one of the generals said to him, Coop, the guys want to hear the Lou Gehrig speech.
What prompted the choice of the USC School of Cinematic Arts for all of this?
To know, number one, that the archives will be protected in perpetuity. And I think, for me, it's somehow, it's the difference between reading an email from someone and reading a handwritten letter. There's something tangible and intangible about the real thing. And I think, it excites me to see my father's saddle.
You've mentioned Montana and loving the environment and the people who lived in the environment, and you've taken that even a step further in order to create a foundation that supports Indigenous peoples. How did you come to that decision?
Very, very often when I'd go into my father's room, if he was reading, he would say he was going in to study the script for the next day, but in fact he was reading a book on American Indians.
Oh, interesting.
And history and all that. So I just thought that for Native Americans and Indigenous people also, to be able to get an education at an institution like this, I just thought this would be the most appropriate opportunity, honoring my father, to be able to give an underserved group of young people a chance to really shine.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for spending this time.
My pleasure, really.
Thank you for supporting young filmmakers. And thank you for making sure that your father's story continues to be told.
I hope it continues to be told, and I hope he continues to be an inspiration to people.
Check out the Celebrating Words Festival. Enjoy another supremely awesome edition of LA Made courtesy of the LA Public Library, or listen and learn Zarzuela at El Pueblo. All this up next on Things to Do.
The 17th annual Celebrating Words Festival is back in Pacoima for 2022. Co-sponsored by the LA City Department of Cultural Affairs, the event puts free, quality, and culturally relevant books in the hands of community members. More than 1,000 books in English, Spanish, and bilingual will be given away for all ages. The festival will also feature live music and poetry, as well as artisan and food vendors. It's an event for the whole family. The 17th annual Celebrating Words Festival happens Saturday, May 21st from 2 to 7 p.m. at the Vaughn G3 Academy. For more details, visit tiachucha.org. The LA Public Library invites you to join a candid talk with Jeff Yang, Phil Yu, and Philip Wang, authors of Rise, A Pop History of Asian America from the 90s to Now. Rise is both a New York Times and LA Times best-selling book and a love letter to and for Asian Americans. Experience a vivid scrapbook of emotions and memories from an era in which popular culture was forged and transformed. This program is an intimate guided tour through Asian America's pop culture touchstones from the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and beyond. Be sure to check out the LA Made presentation of Rise, Pop History of Asian America, streaming live on the library's YouTube channel Thursday, May 19th, beginning at 4 p.m. For more information, visit lapl.org/events. El Pueblo and LA Opera are celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Zarzuela project at the Plaza Kiosco. Zarzuela is a popular type of Spanish-language musical theater that is fun, fiery, melodic, and energetic. And on Saturday, May 21st, LA Opera's Zarzuela project will join with the Mariachi Conservatory and Mariachi Voz de America to offer 2 free performances. You don't want to miss this Olvera Street show highlighting the drama and excitement of Zarzuela. The 10th anniversary of the Zarzuela project will be on Saturday, May 21st at 1 and 3 p.m. For more information, visit elpueblo.lacity.org/events. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacity.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.